I did it. I went out on a date. Lord have mercy. I haven't been out on a date in years. So before I even get into the conversation, this is a vlog life of the honey pot. Okay. I don't even know what to call it. So I'm just vlogging about. Well, I did. I know it's too soon, Rod. I know you told me to wait till next week. But he asked. He texted and he asked, and he's been really a gentleman, really, really. Um. So before we even get into the conversation of what happened, oh, let me go. Y'all can ride with me, and we just gonna talk, okay? Rod, it's too soon. Well, when is it, honey? I don't have time to be waiting too long. No, I ain't that old. I know I keep talking about my age and everything like I'm ancient. I ain't ancient. But look, y'all, look at my hand. I'm trying to get ready for a date. I'm not even thinking about like the time that it would take me to do my nails and everything. So I'm rushing. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll do my nails and get ready for this date. This the blouse. You can't even see this shirt that I have on is half wrinkled. This button was unbuttoned. Y'all, I'm rushing. When did you meet? Today. It went down today, y'all. We went out. It was not like a night date. This was like a luncheon type date. So I thought it would be okay to go out during the daytime. And I think if anybody is going to go out and see what life is about, if it's still about something, to do it in the daytime. I think that would be safer. So yeah. So I'm rushing, trying to get ready. The time is ticking. I realize it is late, and so I must pack it up and get ready to go. Yeah, it was lunch on a Sunday. It was very nice, and I was going to take him to the restaurant. Well, he actually, because he knew I did a that event at the restaurant, the Jamaican restaurant. So I was going to take him out to that Jamaican restaurant because he asked about going there. And I was like, yeah. I don't know why I thought they were open today, but they weren't open. So anyway, y'all, we get all the way out of town. It was a little, not too far out of town. It's just like a little town over. But get there, they're closed. I called the owner. She's like, oh yes, we're closed. So we wound up going to like, I don't know if you guys have a BJ's wherever you are. It's like a sports bar, but an upscale sports bar type place. And but anyway, I look so crazy, y'all. My fingernails is different colors because I was. You see, these are even different colors because I was using. Oh, it's a hot mess. A hot mess. I ain't been on a date in so long. I wasn't ready. I was in last place trying to get ready. So I go on the date and we're talking as we're riding. We're talking, and I'm letting him talk because the first thing. Yes, BJ's Brewery. Yes, It's really nice. It's a really nice place. Um, so one thing I suggest when you go out on a date, look, I'm trying to give pointers, and this is my first time going back out on a date. How funny is that? But yeah, you can chew on the meat and spit out the bones if you don't like the pointers that I'm giving. Um, let them do the talking. You know what I'm saying? Let the opposite person do the talking so that you can get a feeling or understanding from, where they're coming from. Where their mindset. Oh goodness, he's texting me. Oh. um, where the mindset is, right? So I'm letting him talk just to see, even if there's any kind of like connection or anything. Even if I want to text him or have him call me again, if I want to just cut it quick, cut it off. So he's talking. He's actually talking about things that I'm interested in. Deep, a really deep conversation. Until tomorrow. Okay. I won't text him back until tomorrow. So when he's talking about so many things that I'm interested in, and really history is one of, and you guys know history is one of my all time favorite subjects. Is history, and so he's talking and he's telling me that that's one of his subjects, that he liked in school, and his father was a professor and blase blase. And so I'm looking at him as he's talking, and so you guys, let me tell you something. As children, as children of the Most High, as chosen ones, I'm sorry, guys, I still got food in my teeth. As target individuals, one thing I learned is the enemy, people in your life don't, it's not a coincidence. Let me say that. People that cross your path and that have ever crossed your path, there's no coincidence to that. They were sent, especially if the ones that, not just the everyday, your background actors, the ones that you see but you don't talk to. They were meant to be there as well. But I'm referring to the ones that you have actually had a conversation, and not necessarily being on a date or anything. They could be a friend that you get to know, or anyone that you have conversation with, or if it's somebody that you may be interested in, or they perceive are interested in you. There's no coincidence. So I just want you guys to remember that in life, when people are having conversations with you or things like that, there's no coincidence to that. So with that being said, knowing that there's no coincidence to people crossing your path in a conversation or work experience or something along those lines, if you're thinking about venturing out to see, what life is about, if you want to find a partner or have a partner, whatever the situation may be, always, and I was waiting to ask this question, who sent you? Yeah, who sent you? I know that might be like, what? Why would you ask somebody? Because they were sent. Either they were sent by the Most High, or they were sent by the devil, the Satan. Okay, who sent you? That's why I say when you're having a conversation with a person, and especially since this is the honey pot blog, that's what I might call it. Um, yeah, who sent you? And so when he was talking, and he's talking about things that I am interested in. If you're having a conversation or an intelligent conversation with somebody, it depends on your personality, and what you like to do. Because some people aren't into history, and that might not be the conversation that you would even find interesting in. You might find your conversation depends on your taste. Anyway, so he's talking, and I was like, "Whoa!" I said, "Who gave you my playbook?" Someone gave you my playbook. It sounds like. So we both started laughing because when I was talking too, he was like, "No, I believe somebody gave you my playbook," because I guess I was saying some things that he found interesting, right? So yeah, I'm going over here. I love thrift shopping, y'all. I'm going to this thrift store. Isn't that crazy? After I go on a date, I'm gonna go to this thrift store. Park over here. So we're gonna park real quick, and I'm gonna tell y'all the rest of the story real quick. Uh, yeah. So I was like, well, who sent you? Basically, telling him who gave you the playbook. So we were laughing and whatnot, and so we were talking. I love the thrift store too, girl or man. I don't know, Raw Dottie. You gonna have to tell me if you're a female or a male, but it doesn't matter. I love thrift shopping. I love garage sales. Shalom D, how you doing? Oh, you like the hair, girl? I'm trying to do a little Rastafarian look, half slick, half Rastafari. Make it do what it do. So yeah. Oh, if you just tuning in, my nails are messed up because I haven't went out on a date in so long. I was running behind time and running late, and trying to get cute, and I messed up. I didn't get all the way cute, so he thought that was quite funny. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm not. I got to get myself back into that habit of getting dressed. I can get dressed for an event, like host an event or something like that. I don't know. I guess I was just. I wasn't. I don't know. It was just weird, just thinking of the fact that I was about to go on a date, and I haven't been out on a date in a long time. I can't. Wait, what? I can't complain. Thank you for asking. Yes. Oh, okay. You can't complain. Yeah. So y'all. So I went on this date. We're talking, and basically, we have we have a lot in common. A whole lot, in common. Okay. The thing is, we finally get to BJ's because that's where we wind up at because the restaurant we were going to go to, they were closed today. My bad. I should have known. But anyway, we get to BJ's and we get seated and we're talking, you know, and a couple. I thought it was just because us as TIs, we are alert to our surroundings, our environments. We stay alert, right? And if you're not alert, you better be alert, stay alert. And even if you're not a TI, you just need to be alert in these days and times. Okay, it's just not. Come on now. So our food comes. I order some wine. He gets beer because BJ's they have like custom beers and things like that. And a couple, y'all. Now it's a couple that comes in. We're in like a booth, so we're sitting face to face because I'm talking. I like to look people in their eyes. I like to read body language and all that. So we're gonna sit across from each other in a booth. And normally when you're dating someone or and this is I say dating, this is just called just a date, but I'm not dating him. So let's not get it twisted. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, okay? But when you go out on a date, normally you would sit across from the person you're out on the date with unless you know them or you're married to them or something, and then you might sit side by side in a booth because you've already gotten to know them. So you might want to be a little closer, get a little closer. Not when you get to know somebody, you sit across from them. So guys, hello, Truth. Let me see what you're saying. Hey, sister. This is my first time watching your live. Oh well, thank you. So today I'm talking about honey pots, and this is a pot vlog because I just met someone I went on a date with today. So that's what we're doing here, and it's going to be short. I'm not going to stay on here very very long. Okay. So another couple comes, and they sit at a table like right across from the booth. So this is the booth. We're here at the booth. Here's a table. And a couple sits right across from the table. This couple is not sitting looking at each other like this. They're sitting side by side, facing us, looking at us at the booth, right? So I'm eating. Hello. Lovely lady, too. Okay, what it do? Hi, this is my first time watching you. Well, welcome. I'm talking about a honey. Oh, you got the wine glass there? Cheers. Yeah. So this couple comes in and they are watching us. But I didn't think that he peeped the game because I had peeped them out, y'all. I'm like, well, look at that. I mean, because I looked at the man first, gave a little smile. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they watching. And then I'm eating some more, and then I look at the lady, and then she smiles, right? And then they try to be slick and pull out the camera, like they taking a picture of each other. And, then they point, man, I believe those was the stalkers. I don't know, I'm still trying to assess, read the situation, the whole, I don't want to say that there's something suspect here just yet because this is the Honey Pot vlogs. This is my first date, and eons, years. Okay, so I don't want to just label this man as a honeypot, but he's right, at the border of honeypot because we don't know, and I'm sharing this with you all. We don't know, and but he's very very courteous, a gentleman. All he got good check marks today. So no, I want to. Now you want to date? I mean, come, yes, date Rodada, and tell us your experience because this is going to be my experience. This is my first time, going out on a date night, and this is very strange for me to even be sharing it with you all. But hey, I started sharing my experience of being gang stalked and harassed. So why stop now? We can't stop. You can't stop. No, 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 no. Y'all excuse me if I'm acting silly because I did have some wine. So I hope you had a blast. Well, I did have some fun. Okay, so we're talking and everything, and then the guy, and then Chef, because y'all know him as Chef. He says, "Wow," because they got up and left, and that's what made me pay more attention to him because he was like, "Wow, that couple that sat across from us, they were just watching us," and I was like, "Okay, okay." The thing is, I don't want us as people to become paranoid about everyone and everything and every situation. So that's why I don't want to be paranoid about, oh yeah, and thinking in my mind, oh yeah, Chef, yeah, that's a honeypot. That's a honeypot right off the rip. But he doesn't get to cross over to the other side until, I get a full read on him. What are you saying? Yes, Chef. Hey, I don't know about you. I got oxtails and okra. That sounds good though. Some oxtails. Woo woo. Let them watch. They probably enjoy your dynamic. Thank you. Yeah, let them watch, honey. Oh, baby Jesus. Y'all a mess. Um, so they watched, they left. So we were talking. This is an interesting thing, y'all. Don't hate me because I say this. Don't be mad because I say this, because I don't know from what nation you are watching me from. You may be, I say nations, but we all know it in this day and time as white folks, black folks, Spanish folks, Jamaican folks, African folks. That's how we know it. But basically, we are of a different nation, different nation. So as he was talking, because this is the one that I thought he was, because he speaks like when he sends a text, he'll say like hola or say certain Spanish words. So when I told you guys about him, I thought he was Spanish, straight up and down. But who is straight up, whatever, whatever, pure, I guess you could say. So when he was talking, he said his family originated in Syria off, and I was like, Syria, y'all. I be trying to remember where everything is, but this world is pretty big when you try to remember the map. And he was like over by Jordan, Damascus and all that, and I was like, oh, and he was like, yes, and then his like grandfather or somebody like that along that line. So that's where they originated from. His parents, because y'all, let me tell y'all something. I don't care who you are. Y'all got to stop being offended. It seems like y'all get offended. Yeah, Iraq over that way, over that way. But y'all, my other brothers and sisters from another mother, y'all can't get offended when Syria. There was no Middle East, guys. The Middle East is made up. Let's just pause for the cause with the honeypot situation. The Middle East is made up. That whole continent was of Africa. And Africa is made up because Africa is a man's name that so-called discovered that continent. Okay, but if we want to get real specific, it was Pangea. This stuff was all together. Okay, so we, let's get off our high horses here. So I was like, this is, oh, I said, so that was all in Africa. He was like, oh yeah, yeah, and I don't know if it, but I didn't get any bad vibes or anything when I said, oh yeah, because all that was connected. I didn't get any, you know, like But some people get offended when you say all that was connected. It was connected. Let's do some research here. That stuff wasn't broke down, and these names that we got today aren't the real names. Okay, just like the African Americans that's walking in around in America. We ain't African Americans because we ain't the continent of Africa and we ain't the continent of America. I just got that from some teachings, but I was so asleep for so long. When I heard that, I was like, well, goddamn, ain't that the truth? I am not the continent of Africa, and I am not the continent of America. So I am not African American, but that's another teaching for another day. So Chef is actually from Syria, and his parents, his grandparents are from Mexico. So you know how that goes down. However that got mixed up, that's what he has in him. But the thing is, because I had asked a question about the different nations and everything like that, because you're not supposed to, actually from what the Bible says, be with. You're supposed to marry or date people, or I don't even. You're not even supposed to be dating them. To tell you the truth, you're American in California. Are you American? Are you? Who is that said that? Who is that? Gabbana? How you say your name? Give me the pronunciation of your name. Yeah. You just made me lose my thought going back and reading your text mix. Yeah, that's a whole different conversation when it talks about being mixed, because from what I'm learning is that you are of your father. You are what your father was, because they have the seed and you are of that seed, that bloodline. And then so it doesn't matter where you plant your seed. If I got some seeds from Texas and I take it over to if I take it to Germany, just as a for instance, them still some Texas seeds. You see what I'm saying? They just got planted in some German soil. Gabani, Game Bonnie. Okay. Thank you for that. And I hope I said it right. Give me a thumbs up if I said it right. I don't know. And post to mix with other people. So that's other people, other nations, right? And it sounds harsh, but that's basically the basis of the nations and what was said in the Bible and all that. This is not on no racist or no hate speech or none of that. That's just what it is. Okay? So my thing is, I've always, in my adult life, watch out, partner. Keep it moving. Keep it stepping. Um, I I've always dated black folk. Okay, black men. Now, when I was younger, because of me being army brat, like we lived in Germany. When little kids had little boyfriends and stuff. That's my boyfriend. That's my girlfriend. Y'all know no better. Y'all just playing. You ain't got no boyfriend, girlfriend at 5. um, I had a little white boyfriend in Germany, and then in San Antonio, we lived by Air Force Base, and we lived in the nice, like where the lieutenants and all the upper rankers lived. And my upbringing is a little different, because back when I was coming up, my aunt was a bank teller, and her husband was an Air Force pilot, and they were the first black family who lived in this new suburbs, and they were all white people. So my upbringing, I've always been exposed to different nations. That's what I'm going to call them. So if you're on this channel, when I refer to nations, I'm referring to all different people, black, white, but I'm calling them nations, okay? Um, but when I was coming up, we lived with my aunt for a little bit. Every time we got ready to transition to a new duty station, and they lived in a suburb where there was just white folks. That nation, okay? All skin folk ain't kin folk. What you say? That's true. So, so then I dated a white boy when I was little, a little black girl dating a little white boy. But these childhood games, because you know that you children, you are mimicking what you see your parents do. You know, your parents, they you play house, not that kind of house. Y'all don't put your mind in the gutter, not that kind of house. But y'all know what I'm saying. When I got older, only people I dated were black folks. But then I had a crush on and Puerto Ricans. But Puerto Ricans be acting funny. But them black folks who speak a Spanish, Dominicans they black folks who speak a Spanish. But they just it's a colorism thing going on in Puerto Rico. But I don't want to go that deep. But I had a crush on a Puerto Rican a couple of times, a few times, but never really dated nobody other than black folks, okay? So to set the record straight. And then when I got older, after my divorce and everything, I dated a white corporate man. Sweetheart, really sweetheart, but it just wasn't there. Because, some white folks, I don't know if it's because they're exposed to black folks, they have more of a little salt, a little pepper, a little seasoning. You know what I'm saying? It's a different vibe. Some corporate people, it is, it's really hard to explain, but it's totally different. It's a different situation going on. But a sweetheart, nevertheless. But yeah, this chef is, like I said, Syrian and Mexican. And if y'all know anything about Mexico, they got some black Mexicans too. So I don't know. It's gonna take the Most High to come back to sort out this mess, because we got a mess among us with the nations that have intermingled with themselves. But I said all that to say this. This is the Honey Pot Blogs. Okay, guys? This is my first time going out on a date in many a years. And I figured that since I came on this platform and I expressed myself about my gang stalking, about what's going on with me, it just fits the bill for me to tell you guys about this dating and honeypot situation. And I'm just saying, I'm calling it the honeypot blogs. I don't know if this man is a honeypot because I haven't got a read on him yet. So today it went down. I went on a date, my first date. It was a funny hot mess because I wasn't prepared, as you can see by my nails. I got caught slipping, didn't get prepared in time. Anyway, I like his mind, because I'm a mind type of person. If you ain't got nothing clicking up in here, what is it called? What somebody tell me, what is it called when you're attracted to smart people? Soposepian? Siposepian? Y'all look it up. Somebody Google it and put it on here. So don't be talking Spanish. What is that? True. Sister. Soposepian or something like that, y'all. It started with an S, I think. Is some people in life, and you have to know yourself. You truly have to know yourself, because I have always. There you go. Oh, y'all pronounce this one. Y'all gotta put the pronunciation in. If I wasn't saying it right, I wasn't gonna say it right reading it. But y'all see it up there. Thank you for putting it up there for me. It's when you are attracted to a person's mind and how they think, rather than basically how they look. Okay, most men, like they say, most men are visual creatures in general. Okay, so don't come at me. I want, most men in general are visual creatures, and then they elevate, to what they like. Blah 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 blah. If they're sapiens, however that was pronounced. Anyway, and I probably let me tell you something. I just thought I'm probably attracted to them because I'm the type of person I'm always seeking knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't even matter if you're younger than me and you have a conversation. I'm listening, especially because you might know something I don't know. So I am into it. If you got some knowledge that you spilling the beans about, I'm like, okay. And don't think I'm just gonna take it just because you said it. I'm gonna look it up, okay? But that's me. But it doesn't hurt for you to have some looks to you if the looks that I like. But this guy, I just have never. And then another thing, it's not a thing. I just had a feeling that he might be my same height or a little taller than me. So I didn't wear heels today. This is things women have to think about when they go out on dates. I don't know if you men know that. And let me tell you why I say women think about these things. Because some men that are of average height have Napoleon syndrome. Is that what it's called? Napoleon syndrome? And where they have to prove themselves, or they don't want to talk to or date a woman that is of their same height or taller than them, because it takes away from their power. That's what they think in their mind. When it really doesn't. It's many a men that date taller women. So, but we're about the same height, okay? But if had I wore some heels, baby, had I wore some heels, it would have been a different situation. I haven't worn any heels yet, and I'm not really trying to wear heels that much lately anyway. But had I wore some heels, it would have been a whole different situation, because some men have Napoleon Bonaparte syndrome. And Napoleon, y'all know who Napoleon is, okay? That means that they're smaller in stature, but they in their mind they believe that they're bigger or want to be bigger or stronger than what they perceive themselves to be. But the kicker is men that maybe at average height, but still date whomever they want to. That's where the power lies, baby. That's where the power lies. I met Russell Simmons before. I'm gonna just break away from this story real quick, and I'll read your comments in a minute. I met Russell Simmons before, and Russell is not that tall of a man, but Russell Simmons, if y'all know who he is, Def Jam, he started all that. My Adidas, his brother was. This car just pulled up to me, and next to me I can't think of his name. Who sing My Adidas? Y'all know My Adidas, all that. Russell Simmons used to own the record company. This is just a little history lesson for you guys in music. So Russell Simmons only dated models, okay? And in the model world, you have to be 5'9" or taller, flat foot. So these women, once they put them in stilettos and all these high heels, they are towering over you. Average folks, they tower over you in the modeling industry, right? So Russell Simmons, that's all he dated was women of high stature and height, and he was a mogul, baby, a mogul. Now, that's not to give them no props, because they all do some evil stuff. But I'm just trying to give you an understanding of, if you know yourself, then you know yourself as a man. And height won't be an issue for you. Okay? So, yeah, that was one of the things I don't know about, because I wore heels today, just because I didn't. You don't know what's going on in people's heads, especially men's heads, because men have a thing about power, okay? Believe it or not, even if they don't have any, they want to have it in certain ways. I mean, you can look at that in any structure in life. I mean, you can look at that in jails. You know what I'm saying? It's always having to show your dominance. Russell Simmons, my little cousin. Are you serious? Are you capping? Are you serious? Yeah, I met him. I got some pictures. I might show you guys some pictures of some people I've met, but I might not because I really don't want that for this channel. Because when I first started about talking about my gang stalking, you didn't even know what I did for a living, so I didn't want that to. I didn't want to lead with that. Um. So yeah, guys. So today I went on my first date in umpteen years, many years. I think it was kind of comical for me because I'm not rocking different colored fingernails just because I wanted to rock them. I thought I was getting ready on time. Um, it was funny, but I just don't know if him being of a different nation, and that's another thing I'm confused because I think it, Israelites can talk to people from Syria and Mexico, but I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure on that. So, anyway, that is the story of today. I did it. I went out on a date with. We don't know if he's a honeypot yet or not, and I didn't read all your comments. Brazilian raised 46 in Los Angeles. Oh, you live in Los Angeles? Slow building a home in my little village. Oh, really? Cool. It keeps fading away. I can't hardly see it, y'all. And I appreciate whoever stopped in. If y'all leave, that's cool. I'm just trying to read these last little comments before I get out of here because as soon as I cut this off, the comments go away. Um, my village still gang stalks, but it's not as bad. Less people. Yeah, it. I think it just fluctuates with the gang stalking. I think the tactics, yeah, the tactics that they use on you in the beginning might shake you. A lot of people, it shakes a lot of people, whether they want to admit it or not. Shakes you up, but then once you realize, or once you come onto platforms like myself and other people who are talking about gang stalking, then you realize, wait a minute, hey, these people tripping, and then they have to slow up and rethink. She can be taller as long as he's not. Right? Well, yeah, we talk about female to male, male to female. Okay, yeah. Because and nowadays it's hard to tell. It's truly hard to tell who's what. Run DMC, that's who it was. Thank you for that. Run DMC. So Russell Simmons on Def Jam, which his brother Run, I think it was Run, was in Run DMC. Yeah. Thank you for that. Most of them were probably tall men. Most of the models. Well, you know what? Back in my nowadays, there are most likely a lot of trans models. Okay, a lot of trans models in the modeling industry. I wouldn't put it past them. I can even pull up do a video where there was a concert or a music award where it appeared that all the dancers that were on stage were women, but they were all trans women. Okay, so nowadays that might be something to think about. But when I was coming up in the modeling industry and everything, they were women. They most likely were women because if it was a trans person, that was an oddity, and nobody back then was trying to come out the closet. Nobody was talking about their sexuality as open as they do now. Um, I mean, because we had movies like Victoria, where it was a woman playing a man playing a woman, and these were movies that were just like kind of risque type things. So back then it was a lot of women. So they were, and trust me, they are very tall women. They are very tall women, and the reason why I know, guys, I've been around in this, in not just the music industry, but I modeled before as well for fashion fair. I got called to come in to model. I could never do runway modeling because I'm not tall enough for that. I'm tall enough if I put on heels. But when I got called in, they wanted to use me for a fashion fair, and this is a long time ago, when fashion fair used to tour around America and in Europe. So you would, I got put in to get interviewed for them. Let me tell you, as soon as I walked in, it was me and a girlfriend of mine. And when I say girlfriend, that's just an old school term, just a female friend. We went in, and they tell you take off your shoes, and they take back then they took a tape measure. You put your heel of your foot on the tape measure, so they make sure you wasn't trying to tiptoe. You had to step on the tape measure, and they took the tape measure all the way up, and you had to be 5'9" barefoot. And I mean, I knew I was not 5'9". I'm 5'7". But I pull off a great 5'9", or even a high height if I have on heels. But other than heels, no, I'm 5'7", and I look 5'7". It just, people say, "Oh, you look tall." No, I'm 5'7". Um, but so when I went in there, and my girlfriend, we both were the same height, but we were gonna go anyway because you never know what happens, what doors of opportunity may happen. And so when I went in and they did that, and they were like, "Well, we want to use you, but we can only use you in our print editions of our circulation, because Fashion Fair had Fashion Fair makeup, they had Fashion Fair magazine. So and back then I was young and ambitious, and I was determined to be a runway model. Y'all, I was determined to be a runway model, knowing I was just too short for the gig, and I didn't want to pursue the print side of it. Where you just, the print meaning you're only going to be in magazines. That's it. And they gave me all the information for me to go and be in these magazines for Fashion Fair, and my stubbornness kept me. I didn't pursue it. So that's how I know back then in the early 80s, 90s, and I was still young. I was a youngster coming out of school and stuff. 80s, 90s, early 2000s, they were most likely women in the fashion industry, and you had the gays, or they were like the fashion designers and things of that nature, but not actually the runway walkers and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you. You all trolling. Who's trolling? I'm not trolling. I know you're not supposed to mix with. Oh yeah, yeah. So guys, I appreciate you guys. Yeah. If you didn't hear what happened on, this is the first date I went on today, and it's kind of funny to me because I was half stepping. That's why I look like Rainbow Bright with these different nails, and but it was okay. It's just that I don't know about the two different nations, because he is from Syria. Well, he has Syrian in him and Spanish in him. So we shall see. Leave your comments after this broadcast, and let me know what you think, if that's a go or no. Now, somebody told me in one of my broadcasts I'm supposed to date somebody who looks like me. You know, but it's just, it's very confusing in this day and time, because I've seen people that look like white and their parents be black. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Leave your comments below. This is the Honey Pot Vlogs. We do not know if Chef is a honey pot or not, but it is what it is. And I thought I'd just stop in and talk to you guys about it today. And I'm out, and much, much love.